So in this video, we're going to be looking over my newest attachment, the Rhinox Land Rake. So my name's Andrew Kelly. I am the owner and content creator of multiple channels on YouTube and social media platforms. Our main channel being the Kelly's Country Life, where we have 50-acre homestead here, as well as another piece of property that we're recently developing. As you can see, attachments, equipment is a huge part of what we do here on the channel. DIY, homesteading, you name it, we cover it for, well, the homesteader in general. So when I was on Rhinox's website looking at different options for, again, root clearing, but do not want to pull the dirt with it, so I needed something other than a specific bucket, there was two options, the riddle rake bucket and the heavy duty land rake. So when I looked at the riddle bucket itself, it looked like a really good option, but again, I was looking for something really thick tines, very heavy duty for the land clearing that I'm doing. And again, the purpose of me choosing this, which we're about to find out today, is to be able to take and pull brush, trees, roots, but again, I want to disturb as little soil as I can or not bring that with me. That's all part of the land clearing process. Some of the future jobs that we have lined up, well, it's just going to be tree line and brush clearing. We always use our Rhinox root ripper, as I call it, for digging the stumps out, but then you're left with uneven ground, roots that run all throughout. So as we continue to do land clearing, whether that be hired jobs here on the channel, at this property or at the other property, that's where you're going to really see this in use right here. Is again, getting back into the soil, getting those remaining roots out, prepping the land for smoothing, grass seed, and just overall preparedness. So the reason I went with the Rhinox Land Rake as well as other Rhinox equipment is the fit thus far has always been absolutely perfect. Actually, I find the fit better here than some of my Bobcat factory buckets. So I've never had to fight with pins or issues. The other thing that I've always really liked about Rhinox equipment, full welds. That's something I noticed immediately. No stitch welds. I don't see little tack welds. Everything's fully welded out. That's very important. I'm not wanting to bend or break down. I don't have time for downtime. So I love seeing the full welds, a full crossbar right here, which is going to keep those tines from bending. You don't see that on some of the other equipment. Even though these are extremely thick tines, you do want some gussets, some reinforcements. In this particular instance, it's going to be the bar going across right here. They also offer a fitment guarantee, and again, I've had zero issues with that. Free returns if you have any issues, as well as shipping has always been free and quick. Every single time I've ordered something from them, literally just a few days later, the freight company's calling, ready to drop off and deliver. That's something I really enjoy. They have a warehouse right here in the United States. And something new that I'm learning, and I've had zero issues running their equipment for a couple years, is a lifetime weld guarantee. So if you have any issues with that, they will repair it, replace it, get somebody locally. They have different options for you to make sure your equipment is going to perform just the way they guaranteed it. All right, so this is my first time actually using the attachment with you. I'm super excited about it. We're just gonna go back and rake some of this brush back. I've got a couple of small trees I wanna pull out. This is the type of work that I have planned for this in the future. While we have no plans to clear out this full section, let's test this out together so I can make sure when I put it on future jobs, it does exactly how I expected it to perform. All right, so let's test this out, clearing out some brush. I've got a lot of future plans for this, clearing out fence lines. So this is some of the work that you'll see me do with it. Nice. So ripped all that brush up, roots and everything, no issues. Let's see if we can pull up a tree with this. Not a problem. That worked beautiful. So that was another thing I was curious about, if I could use the thumb with this. And yes, you can. That worked great for ripping that tree and brush out and just pulling it out of the way. Once we get done with the river house for our cattle, I've got to clear this entire tree line, and I'm going to use the heck out of this. All right, I'm really liking the way this is working. I've just went from trees and roots and grass to now almost perfectly level and smooth ground that's kind of been tilled up. I can plant in grass seed or whatever I wanted. This is going to be so nice for clearing all these fence lines that we have to clear next year for our cattle pasture. That made super quick work of all those roots and brush. All right, so first initial impressions, well, yeah, that wasn't much work. I just wanted to test this out. This is exactly what I was looking for. We just went from vines, grass, roots. I even pulled up a couple of trees with it, and now we're left with just nice fluffy soil. So what I'm working on right here is an old overgrown fence line, and I forgot to mention an upcoming project on the channel. We'll be fencing in 10 acres here for cattle, and I have to do a tremendous amount of fence line clearing. This is going to be the perfect tool for the job for doing that. Again, not mentioning if I get hired on some jobs to go do some land clearing, look, just went from roots and trees to perfectly fluffy soil that just needs a little bit of leveling. Plant your grass seed, you're good to go. This is definitely performing just like I'd hoped. All right, so if you want to see this equipment in action, along with a ton of other Rhinox equipment, excavators, tractors, you name it, we've got it here on the Kelly's Country Life. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook.